What is up, YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. It is your girl Lacey Danielle here. We are doing another Bible talk series, y'all. And if you're new, thank you for tuning in. But let's get right into it. Y'all know I like to keep these short and sweet. So we are back in we are going to be in First Samuel, right? Just something that I recognize and I wanted us to touch on. So this was Samuel Samuel anointing Saul as king and everything. And we know that he had anointed him as king, right? And he gave Saul these instructions. He was like, okay, go down ahead of me to Gilgal. I will surely come down to you to sacrifice burnt offerings and fellowship offerings, but you must wait 7 days until I come to you and tell you what you are to do. All right, so at the time, this was when Saul was really doing what he was supposed to do. He is anointed as king. Everything he's following, everything Samuel tells him to do, all that good stuff, right? Okay, so we all know that eventually, y'all, number one, Saul, he wasn't patient enough. We gotta let him be patient. And hold on, y'all, this thing is keep clicking on me. We gotta let him be patient. Because when we get ahead to where the Lord rejects Saul, I need y'all to listen to what Saul had said, right? So we are going to go to 1 Samuel 15. So eventually we know that, again, God rejected Saul. So now, what happened? Saul did not want to be patient to wait on Samuel to come down. And he went ahead, told the men, oh, go get him this or whatever. He made the offerings. And as soon as he was finished, if he had waited just a little bit, y'all. If he had waited, he'd been good. But he didn't have patience. So this teaches us to be patient, number one. Number two, listen to what Saul said when Samuel now is talking to him, and because now God is rejecting him, he was again disobedient, right? It says, so Samuel is like, okay, you rejected the word of the Lord. He has rejected you as king. Listen to what Saul says. Saul says to Samuel, this is 1 Samuel 15:24. It says, then Saul said to Samuel, I have sinned. I have violated the Lord's command and your instructions. I was afraid of the men, so I gave in to them. Y'all, these stories speak to us because how many times have we done something that we know we weren't supposed to do because we let the fear of other people or just what we think other people are going to say and be concerned with what we got going on, let us tempt us or pushes us into doing something we had no call doing. And I wanted to touch on this because, as I said, number one, it teaches us patience because it said as soon as he had finished, Saul took it upon himself. Now, remember, Samuel was, in that time, he was a priest. The priests were the ones to do the sacrifices and all that. Instead of waiting, patience, instead of being patient, it was the 7 days. Samuel was on his way because what happened? He got there right after Saul took it upon himself to go ahead and make this sacrifice. So you were disobedient. It teaches us to be obedient, number one. Number two, it teaches us to be patient. And number three, it teaches us that we can't. This is a perfect example of not letting what other people think, what other people have to say, whatever they got going on affect us. He said it himself. Let's go back again. It says, I was afraid of the men, so I gave in to them. Y'all, please let this story right here just be something that you sit with it, rest with it. Y'all, I can't read all the chapters to go through, so I just try to highlight real quick for you guys. But go ahead, reading up on the story of Saul. Guys, thank you for tuning in to Growing Up Christian. We hope that you're enjoying the Bible Talk series. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button if you have not already, and like, comment, and share to spread the gospel. Now back to our video. And where he says he gave in because he was afraid of the men. So you feared the men more than God. You feared the men more than even Samuel. I mean, not to be fearful of him per se, but I'm just saying, knowing the role that Samuel had, the role and what he was to do, you feared the men more than you feared God, and you feared the men more than you feared, that the high priest or whatever. Yeah, we have to, looking back now, reading the Old Testament, one of my questions, or one of the things that I had, I was like, the Old Testament, I was like, I kind of was like, okay, God, what's the purpose of the Old Testament? And, I like to, try to do that, talk to God and ask questions. If I have a question, I ask y'all. Anyway, and, this is for me. I'm not telling this for anybody. This was for me. It came to me that, these are things for us to learn from, just, whenever you read the word, you can read the Bible 100 times, and every time you read it, it's going to be something different. But again, I just wanted y'all to see where, because Saul, number one, he was disobedient. He didn't follow the instructions. What happened? He got rejected. You were put in a position by God, and God was like, oh, you being disobedient, knowing that you're not supposed to be doing this. Okay. Kingdom took the kingdom from him. Yeah. Took the kingdom, y'all. Took the kingdom. It was because of disobedience, number one. Number two, no patience, because as soon as you were finished, Samuel showed up. So if you had waited, I don't know, maybe another 15, 20 minutes, another hour, again, because you weren't patient, the kingdom got ripped away from you. And number three, you let the fear of men cause what? The kingdom to be ripped away from you. Come on. And sometimes we got to use these stories, sit down and reflect and be like, you can probably think about some things you weren't patient enough for, disobedient, letting the fear of other people cause you to do things and get things snatched away from you. So yeah, go back, read the story, and just see what Saul says, see what happened, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm loving to do Bible talks, especially with the Old Testament, because I'm seeing so many different things. But yeah, those three things caused the kingdom to be what? Ripped away from you. You got rejected. Y'all. Be obedient. Be patient. Don't let the fear of men make us do or say or whatever, and then we the ones suffering the consequences, right? Because even if the men were grumbling, if they had tried to come after him, because if he had stayed disobedient and be patient, God would have had his back. But he didn't. He could have cried out and said, God, these men are harassing me. What do I do? He could have something, but no. He chose to let the fear of men, human beings just like him, make him go astray. All right, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all in another Bible talk. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. Bye.